I am the Executive Director at the Zimbabwe Music Rights Association, ZIMURA. ZIMURA was established in 1982 and it turns 40 years in the year 2022. When ZIMURA was started, it had only a few musicians, about 25 of them. Those included the likes of Oliver Mtukudzi, Thomas Mafumo, Zex Manatsa, and a few others. But as we talk today, we have more than 3,000 members. And when ZIMURA started, it was renting offices in Harare. It was only based in Harare. But at the moment, we have offices in Mutare, Kweru, and Bulawayo. We have also bought land in Bulawayo. In Harare, we have 2 buildings that we own. Looking into the future, we want to build a state-of-the-art building where we are going to house different artists and different activities are going to be done at the center. During the year 2022, we intend to celebrate our 40 years through different activities that we are going to be doing in the different provinces of Zimbabwe. We want to address the issue of copyright because we realize there is a gap in knowledge in copyright issues. There is ignorance of copyright. The general public, the artists, music users, a lot of people don't know anything about copyright. So we have planned a series of workshops where we are going to be talking about intellectual property issues. We are going to address the copyright issue. We want to make sure that the artists, the users, and the general public are on the same page with us as far as the protection of intellectual property is concerned. During the 40 years that ZIMURA has been in operation, a lot has happened, positives and negatives, a lot of challenges. We face different challenges from different stakeholders. Among the top challenges is ignorance of copyright, then comes corruption, then comes the issue of the economy. So all these, people need to know about them. The artists need to know about their rights. They need to know how they can benefit from their works. They need to know what happens in the music industry. And all those people who use music need to know what their obligations are in terms of copyright. Zimbabwe Music Rights wants to make sure that everyone in Zimbabwe appreciates intellectual property, as intellectual property is a vehicle through which artists benefit. A lot of artists don't know that if they start singing and record their music, they are supposed to benefit when their music is used by the broadcasters. And the Zimbabwe Music Rights is there to let them know that when your music is played, when your music is broadcast, when your music is streamed on internet, you are supposed to be paid. And you need to know the channels that are going to lead you to get some payment for the use of your works. The law enforcement agents, they need to know how to prosecute copyright cases. We need to interface with the judiciary as well. All the stakeholders, the National Arts Council, the city councils, everyone who's involved with music. ZIMURA's journey to the 40 years that it is turning in the year 2022 has been soft and hard in some circumstances. There was a time when inflation was so high between 2007 and 2009. We literally had to close office and we had to start again. So the road has not been easy, but this year, celebrating 40 years, is going to be the second time ZIMURA celebrates a milestone. We celebrated our silver jubilee in 2007 and it was successful, and at that time we managed to produce an anti-piracy device disc that was protected. But the funny part at that time is that before our disc reached the streets, it had already been pirated. But that particular disc was protected against piracy. So this showed us that technology is always ahead of us. And this year, we want to make sure that we move at the same speed with technology so that we don't remain behind. These days, a lot of music is being consumed on digital platforms, and ZIMURA is bracing up to protect musical works on digital platforms, as this is the future of the country, it's the future of the world. And as we live in a global village, we also have to up our acts and move at the same pace with technology. We are going to make sure that wherever music is played, artists get their dues. Some of the challenges that have occurred during our existence is the COVID pandemic. During the year 2020, we hardly had any collections because our clients, most of them were closed. The hotels, the restaurants, the bars, the nightclubs. We were faced with an imminent collapse. But thank God at that time we had a little bit more broadcasters. So we relied on the broadcasters until the industry was opened bit by bit. The artists themselves were so affected because they couldn't do live shows, and royalties was their main income stream because the sales have depleted to almost zero, as we can hardly see original discs which are being sold. And then in the year 2021, we're getting used to operating under COVID conditions, and then our revenue started increasing again. And recently, with the further opening of the restrictions, we noticed that our income is growing, and we've actually learned to exist with COVID among us.